Hey y'all, happy New Year 2024, a year of abundance. Almost had a panic attack yesterday. For the first time in at least, if not more, than 3 years, I had to pull myself out of a deep set of anxiety to prevent me from going into a full panic. What the fuck? So there's a couple of things that I know about life, and in reflection, in those moments, in reflection today, um, I want to share this little bit of insight that I believe I've been given. So, shit is moving. Shit in my life is moving. Shit in your life is moving. Things are moving. There are many, many opportunities coming to us to flourish, to thrive. The seeds that we have been planting over the last 4 years, 5 years, decades of our lives, they're blooming. Our trees are beginning to bear fruit, right? We are in a time of abundance. And in the nature of balance in this world, there has to be the opposite, right? There has to be a presence of darkness in order for us to recognize light. There has to be a period of stagnation before there is growth. So, in this time of tremendous growth for myself and for all of us, when we have set the foundation of change, of transformation, of transition, yes, the old us, although it is aware that where we're going is better than where we are, it still wants to hold on to what is comfortable. We are creatures of comfort. Healing, growth, change, and transformation are uncomfortable. So, particularly when we get to that last step before we hit that next level, we will be faced with ourselves, our old selves requiring us to stay where we are. But you do not give in, okay? So I paused yesterday. There's a lot of things, I have a lot of moving parts right now, and things are moving in a way that they have not moved for me in a while, but this is where I'm supposed to be. The things that I have been doing and working towards and manifesting over the last couple of years, they're popping, right? I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm grounded. I'm prepared. This is my success time. This is where all of this preparation is meeting all of these opportunities and creating a space for me to catapult forward. So my ego, my old self, the remnants of the old shit that I have been working through, letting go, hip opening, releasing, crying about, writing about, coloring about, going to sound baths, doing the work, talking to my own, like guru person, doing all of these. I've been doing the shit to let it go. But it's deep, y'all. It's very deep. It's very deep. My shit comes from birth. My shit comes from probably in the womb, to be totally honest with you. So as I'm hitting these points, yesterday I take a pause and I met with tears. I met with panic, anxiety, fear. It's in my chest. It was all in my chest. Fear, fear. Old feelings of, bitch, who do you think you are? You are being too audacious. Girl, shut up. Don't nobody want to hear about that. Ugh, here we go again, Giselle, with her ideas. These are all things that my caregivers gave me as I was growing up. So these voices come back now that I'm meeting my fucking destiny, right? But these aren't mine. I have to remind myself of this. I have to bring myself back from this. I say this for two reasons. First, if you are experiencing dread, doom, gloom, fear, anxiety about how, don't give in. Just keep going. because these are the last parts of us, the deepest parts of us that are still holding on to that old shit that we have already committed to letting go. Wanting us to stay where we have been instead of moving to where we know we need to be. It's okay. Acknowledge that shit, feel that shit, question that shit, recognize that shit, but don't sit in that shit. Let that go because you know better. Your life is sweet. Your life is moving up. Your life has shown you that you got it, that you good. So don't let that old shit convince you otherwise of what you know, what you have seen, or what you believe. And that brings me to my second point. I say this all the time. And when I say this to y'all, I really want you to understand this is because this is some shit that I've actually experienced. But faith and fear cannot live in the same space. I am living solely off the strength of my faith and have been since I've been estranged from my family. Off the strength of my faith. And in those moments yesterday, fear tried to take over. Fear tried to win. But I know that faith and fear occupy the same space. So if I'm fearful, I can't be faithful. Nah. You're not going to get me. You're not going to get me. I'm talking to G. You're not going to get me. So I replaced that fear with my faith. I reminded myself that, like, you are divine. You are gods. You are gods. So how can there be anything that could take you away from where you're supposed to be? How could you allow someone incapable of loving you and the messages that they sent you to break you? Why would you allow that in? Why would you give that life? Why would you breathe into that? No, boo. That's why you couldn't catch your breath. Because that energy doesn't belong in your system. Now, I have developed these skills over time. 7 years ago, I couldn't talk myself out of a panic attack. 7 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, I may not have been able to recognize that I was having a panic attack because I really used to just sit in the shit. I lived in the shit. I lived in it. I lived in it my whole life, my entire life, until I said I wasn't anymore. If you feel gloom, doom, dread, anxiety, whatever, fear about the future, I want to encourage you that shit is not real. I want to encourage you to fight those thoughts and replace them with the reality of what you have been able to see, do, and produce. You are still here. You are still here. You are still here. In a period of time of such turmoil, of such grief, of such fuckery. And you're still here, and your mind is still intact. Keep moving forward in your faith. Love y'all.